I think the quality of the building is going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Gee.
I'm struggling. You're putting a bit less than me.
I mean, who eats this stuff? Who eats it? Who does that?
My cousin Nathan.
Why?
I don't know.
Why would he do it?
Masochists.
But what's the reason?
I don't know.
You can't even taste the food. It's just sauce.
I really want some water now.
You're really suffering, aren't you?
I'm dying.
Yeah, are you? I'm actually quite surprised. I'm eating wings and very hot sauce, and you're really suffering. No, you still got gunch.
I think that's just how it's built.
Oh, look at that.
I'm absolutely done.
Really? Look to question, sure. Here we are, Sean. Thank you very much for inviting me.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
I may regret this.
You may regret it.
Yeah.
Time will tell. I may regret this, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I'm fairly certain I'm going to regret it.
Well, you've already got these chicken wings, which I don't like. But welcome
Thank you.
to episode 2 of Hot Take, where we talk about the real estate market with these lovely hot wings. We're joined here by Steven Lecky, my ex-colleague at House & House and veteran agent in the Dubai real estate market. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you, Sean.
Should
I be concerned?
You should be.
Right. I am.
Equally, I don't think you're as concerned as you should be.
More than concerned.
Yeah, I don't think you're as concerned as you should be. This is going to get pretty spicy. Let's see how long it takes for you to break the seal.
Okay.
Because
Break the seal?
Yeah, so depending on when you drink your first glass of water, that will be the metric by which you've broken the seal.
Okay.
And your photo will be there at that level henceforth. So future contestants.
Let's see.
Guests
What
will
a
see.
challenge.
Exactly.
What a challenge.
Just a second.
Obviously, let's start with the first wing. So I'm gonna douse.
I haven't answered the question yet.
Well, we're gonna have a
Okay.
wing, and then I'm gonna ask you a question,
Okay.
if that works for you.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna start with this bit here. This is pretty entry level stuff to
Is it?
begin with. Yeah.
What are we looking at here? Seize the Verde.
By Camps. We've got Camps Kitchen in Dubai.
Yeah.
They make these locally.
I've seen those.
Yeah.
They sell at markets and
Right
things, yeah.
market. They're very, very good.
That's it.
And the owner, Michael.
Nice lady.
Yeah. Well, there's two of them. I think.
Asian lady, I think.
I'm not sure if she's Asian, but
Okay.
I know Michael.
There you go.
So, bon appetit.
Bon appetit.
So, as one of the longest standing agents in Dubai real estate,
That's quite hot.
you're in big trouble, Stephen.
There you go.
Take me back to when you first arrived in Dubai. What was the market like then, and why did you choose Dubai to start or build a career?
So there were certain circumstances that happened in the UK, and this guy who was already living here, young Indian guy, wants to set up a business here in Dubai, or was setting up a business, and he thought it would be a good idea to employ me. So he employed me, and he brought me over to Dubai. I wouldn't say that it was anything planned. That would be exaggerating the truth. I came here because it just seemed like a good idea at the time. And I decided that I'd probably give it a year or so and see how, and probably come back. I'd already lived in the US for almost a year, and I found myself going back to the UK simply because there was no point in being in the US when you could be in the UK. So that was interesting, so I'll come here for a couple of years, maximum. Of course, the rest is history.
So how many years has it been now?
22 years now. Yeah. Yes.
So
So what was the market like then? I think no, we didn't know what we were doing, to be honest. We knew we were selling property. We knew that there was a requirement. We knew people were demanding to buy property here. But there were no rules, there were no regulations as such. We didn't have iPhones. We had mobile phones, but we didn't really use the internet very much. Websites were just a newish thing. It was there, but it wasn't as interactive as it is today. Newspapers. Everybody was looking at newspapers, even maps. Physical maps I would open up in cars and show people this is the area where we're going. But it was all sound. That's the big difference. Everything was off plan. Yeah.
So
That's
you would
it.
send messages with doves and things like that.
No, but we did send CD-ROMs with brochures on them
Oh,
via the
okay.
post.
So you did send stuff by the post
Oh yeah, definitely.
to the UK or wherever it may be.
Yeah. We didn't.
And then they would, how would they come back to you? Would they send you an email back or
I don't remember how they did it. It must have been by email or
a
a
cup
phone
and a
call, or
very
maybe
long
an
line?
SMS. WhatsApp didn't exist, so maybe it was an SMS. Maybe it was something. I don't know. But we were selling 10 to 30 properties a month as an individual. It was that busy. That many people were buying.
So when people say the market's hot now,
Oh,
the market was, you know,
it was ridiculous. So hot, so overheated. In hindsight, we realised it was all very overheated. Yeah.
and here we are today.
Yeah.
Obviously,
Exactly.
you've dealt with your fair share of buyers.
Yes.
What, from those 30 buyers a month till today, 22 years, what's the strangest buyer that you've ever come across where you think, and you shake your head and you laugh, like, what a guy or what a lady?
That's an interesting question. I'm not sure that I have any, but let me think.
I'm going to get this while
Yeah,
we,
shall we get yes,
number
it's
two.
do number two on the same wing?
No, you can go for another wing.
No, there's still meat on this
Okay, fair enough.
one.
You don't want to eat all
Oh,
12.
is that too much?
Nah, you're good.
Yeah, sure.
Later on, you're going to
Okay.
have to be careful.
Ready?
Yeah.
That's quite nice.
Savor it while it lasts.
Yeah. I think always the strangest ones are those that you sort of have a very brief conversation with, and they just say, "Yeah, okay, I'll take that." Those are the strangest because you think, "I didn't really work very hard for that. I didn't have to do very much."
The ones, those ones,
Yeah,
I find that the impulsive ones
yeah,
where you think, oh, that was easy,
yeah,
later on,
yes,
they're the worst
yeah,
because they're impulsive. So
Yeah.
later on, they're emotional.
yes,
So the emotion later on comes in. It has to value correctly. It has to do this. And they
Yes.
get really excited
They
by,
have lots of buyer's remorse as well, maybe because they really think about, "Oh, I've just spent 4 million."
well, we're
there."
lucky in the market today that we don't have those issues. That doesn't matter what you bought in the last 4 years, you've seen appreciation unless you're supremely unlucky. So I think that those impulse ones, while initially I'm like, oh, that's good, I know later on
Yes.
things are coming.
Yes.
So
So
I
those are the ones that I always. It was the same in the car, but when I was selling cars, people just walked into the showroom and says, "I'll have that one." I said, "Really?
Love it.
Love it." Yeah, didn't have to do any very much.
Okay.
We
So
call
the
them
impulse.
parachutists.
Okay.
Yeah,
So they just drop into
They
the car.
just drop in and say, "Yeah, I'll have that." Parachutists.
We used to call because I used to work in retail. So when clients came in, especially even Batuta, there's a certain demographic there, of which I'm half, so I can say these things. And we used to call them Panadols because they would just absolutely just be nightmares, just throwing clothes on the floor,
Oh, okay.
all this kind of stuff. So you obviously get a headache, and so we call them a Panadol. So not a parachutist, but something a little bit different.
Starts with B.
Starts with P. In your podcast, I'm going to get this third one ready. You've spoken about how Dubai ranks 173 out of 300
longer.
cities. No longer, of course, the prices are going up slowly but
70
surely.
now, I think.
Okay, so we've gone up the ladder quite significantly. Do you still think that Dubai is competitive in the global market versus those other cities still?
I do, definitely. I think from what I've seen and the people I've spoken to who are overseas
Yeah.
and are looking at the Dubai market, I think many of them do. They say it themselves. It's not like me saying it. They say, "I think this is relatively good value." Yeah. That's all right.
Pretty tasty.
I'm eating wings.
How is it?
I don't eat wings.
But how is it?
They're okay. You
See?
turned me.
Come
You
on.
turned
So after
me.
this, you're going to be finger licking. Send
No.
it to your girlfriend,
all
and we're
too
going to go
fiddly. It's all
tomorrow
too fiddly.
to Wingsters.
It's all too fiddly. Anyway, I worked hard enough for my food. I don't have to then work to eat it. You know what I mean?
I get you.
All these places, these restaurants where you have to cook your own food.
Crabs are the worst for me.
Ah, yeah.
I find them so annoying.
Crabs are very, very
I,
unfortunate.
I don't. That too.
Yeah. Anyway, what we saying? What did you ask?
Dubai and how competitive it is globally, and if it's
I
expensive.
think I spoke to a guy from Hong Kong recently, and he reckons that prices here are about 25% of what they are in Hong Kong. And I know that I've just bought, for instance, a one-bedroom apartment in Dubai, and that's what's it, £250,000. There ain't nothing you can buy for £250,000 in London.
In London, in Greater London,
In Greater
even
London,
even
maybe.
outside.
Maybe on the real outskirts of London.
I mean, we're talking the greatest London,
Yes.
potentially.
Yeah, but not a high-end luxury property with a swimming
You can't
pool,
even.
a
Can you
gym,
get a car park in
and a
London for
padel.
that?
Exactly. Yeah, probably.
Really, I don't know if you could.
I think you'd probably get a
Storage unit.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
So yeah, I'm in agreement with you.
I once lived underneath the stairs in Kensington
Okay,
in an apartment that was literally underneath the stairs, a studio.
Stephen Potter.
Yeah, yeah. Stephen Porter. Yeah. I used to work with a guy called Stephen Porter. He's a real estate agent now in London.
Okay.
But yeah, he'd think that was very funny. And if he's listening, good on you, Stephen. Be nice to see you again. Anyway,
We're going on to the next section.
yes.
So now things get decidedly hotter.
Do they?
Well, we're in section 2, so we're going to talk
Right.
about investment strategies.
Yeah.
So let's get this guy ready. I've not tasted any of this. We're into Red Ghost. As soon as it says Ghost,
Yeah.
you should start getting a little worried because that's Reaper territory. Oh God.
Oh, that doesn't look good. That looks like Tabasco-ish, doesn't it? Just have a little bit there. Oh, too much medicine.
Okay.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Oh, okay. It's coming.
I didn't get much meat then. But, yeah.
Okay. So you've been quite bullish on Expo City.
Yes.
And called it fabulous, etc.
Yeah.
What do you say to people who then come back with the objection that it's too far away from the city?
It's a very common objection,
Right.
to be honest. And I get it. I get it, because if you look at a map of Dubai, it looks like it's a long way away. If you calculate it today, right from where we are now, in the centre of Dubai,
Right.
to Expo, what is it, 25, 30 minutes, maybe, by car? Today, right now, at this time of the day.
I would go 35, 40.
Okay, so 35, 40. So I used to live in a place called Blackheath in southeast London.
Okay.
Okay. That took me, unless I left at 6 o'clock in the morning and I went to the gym and then I went to work. But if I wanted to get to work by 9 o'clock and I worked in the city of London, I would need to leave an hour and a half to an hour and 45 minutes to get to work. I think we are all very spoiled about the traffic and the infrastructure here in Dubai, in regards and in comparison to many other cities in the world. And I'm not saying Bangkok and these sort of Vietnam, Hanoi, etc. I'm talking about London, Paris, New York. I don't think for one moment we can compare ourselves to those cities, but living in a city, you can compare it. And I'm living in a city, and it's a very dense, in some parts, city. The traffic issues are not that bad here. When I first arrived here, I can tell you, you can. I used to live in Jebel Ali Gardens, very close to Ibn Battuta, where you used to work. And to go to the airport could take you 30 minutes, or it could take you 2 or 3 hours. That's how bad the traffic was then. It has steadily improved, and now at this moment in time, I would agree. I live in DIFC now, so the traffic is not great. It's been fantastic during Ramadan, but
Yeah.
it's not so good. So put that aside. So travel distances, I think everybody has to get used to the fact that we live in a city and traveling by car is going to take time, wherever you're going. I think that when people come to this country and they are looking at where to live, I truly believe that they will look at Expo as being one of the top 5 options of where to live, because of the type of lifestyle you're going to get there is a walkable city. It's got a metro, it's got a mall, it's going to have lots of nice restaurants and shops. You could even work there. You could set up a company there, which is a free zone. You're living in some very large apartments of very high quality, parking underground, lovely pools. It will be a lifestyle choice.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people will put up with the fact that maybe it takes them 35, 40 minutes to get into the centre of town. And I don't think that's going to change. Now, I can live in Dubai Hills if I want to be close to town. I live in Business Bay if I want to be close to town, or downtown, etc. And it's not going to be a question of affordability. It's going to be a question of lifestyle. And it's just a lifestyle decision. And I think that Expo ticks so many boxes for so many people overseas. We talked about our friend Daniel recently, German guy, German agent who sold a lot of properties in Expo. And the reason why so many Germans have bought in Expo is because they have in their heads sustainability. Their government is very pro-sustainability programs in that country. And so it's sort of second to them. Now, we're British in part. I am 100%, you're partly British. And you know, when do we ever talk about sustainability? Yeah, we've got bins outside our houses that we put metal or plastics or paper in. But that's about it. No one's saying, you've got to do this, you've got to do that in your house. I don't believe that. I haven't lived in the UK for 20 odd years. Maybe they are doing it. So I think there's going to be that element, but it's also going to be the convenience of living there, and the fact that you can let your kids out of your house and know that not one car is ever going to hit them.
Mm-hmm. I've
Stuff
been
like
there. I think it's obviously it's infrastructure,
Yeah.
right? It's a master community.
Yeah, it's
All
brilliant.
of those things
Yeah.
add to
Yeah.
desirability.
Yeah.
And I think that's a differentiator with so much stock in the market. Community, access, size of and
Yeah.
quality of the buildings are going to be
At the end of
differentiators.
the day, how many apartments are there?
No idea.
1,200? At
Not
the moment,
much.
maybe not even that much.
That's
Maybe
not much.
Exactly. So there's not going to be a lot of choice anyway.
You've actually putting us on quite nicely to the next question. You've in one podcast said there are 5 to 6 developers that you would have red flags on.
Yeah. It's probably 10 actually. But
Okay.
yeah.
Oh my God, I'm getting it's very
Why is
very
it more-
viscous.
Why is it more
I don't know.
water in it or something? Yeah.
So you've basically warned investors that you've probably spoken to on an individual level
Yes.
to stay away from.
Yes.
If you woke up one morning and could be CEO of any developer in Dubai, who would that developer be, and what would be the first thing you do in that 24 hours that you
So
have?
say that again.
You can be a CEO of a
Yeah.
developer in Dubai, anyone.
Yeah.
You have 24 hours in the job.
Yeah.
What would you do in that day?
I don't have to mention the developer, do I?
You can mention, well, you don't have to mention the name, but you can just, allude to it maybe. One app.
Gosh.
It's quite light.
It is really, isn't it? Yeah.
It's a peach one.
Thank God for that. I don't know the answer to that. I think that I would say that all developers should be training their salespeople to concentrate more on giving the features and benefits of the property, rather than asking anybody about budget and asking and telling them all about the payment plan, etc. Let's try and give a very good presentation about the property itself. Then we can talk about pricing and everything. So build the value that you have. There's a very good agent who actually owns his own real estate company now, and I'll tell you his name. His name's Shard. Shard used to work for a company called Ellington, and Shard would never ask anybody about budget. He would just say, look, this is what we have, and he would present it. And we just do it on TV screens. We didn't have to have show bars. We didn't have to have brochures. We did it on TV screen. This is what it is. Ellington were very good at presentations. They're still on. And he would sell the whole idea behind Ellington. He'd sell the whole idea behind this building and this thing. And then someone would say, oh, what's the price? Oh, okay, I've got that. Do you know what I mean? It was.
I do know what you mean. In
I think
fact,
the biggest issue that we have is people just go straight in at the this is how much it is, and that. Oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I don't know what I don't know. You know, I don't know enough about property in Dubai.
let people ask, what about the 2 bed?
Yeah.
What about the 3 bed?
Yeah.
Right? So you're letting them,
Yes.
you guide them. I mean, and I see that at the product launches,
Yeah.
is that there's
Yeah.
very little,
Product launches where they just do these are the
there's
floor
very
plans, these are the
little
floor plans.
conversation around the actual product.
Exactly.
Very little conversation around why the floor plan is a good floor plan.
Yes.
And more conversation on, really sadly, the commission for brokers.
Yes.
And for me, that is a shame, because you need
couldn't agree
to.
with you.
You've got 1,000 people watching you on a stage.
Yeah. Yeah.
Add value in that moment
Yes.
to brokers and help them
To sell.
to showcase or sell
Yeah.
your product to other people,
Yes.
not a commission.
Exactly.
And to me, that is an absolute missed opportunity.
I totally agree.
And I see it frequently. And I just don't understand why. And again, maybe that's because I think differently. Maybe other people are there.
But if you think about it, doesn't that give you an opportunity to be the agent that you are?
100%. We said the long knows the short, right?
Yeah, exactly. So let them carry on doing that, because I'm going to be talking to my clients in a completely different way, and I'm going to present it in a completely.
100%. I mean, I asked a question on a poll recently: is, are these product launches even worthwhile? And the overwhelming responses were no, or depends on the product.
Yeah.
For
If
me,
someone-
I mean,
I went recently. What's it called? Arista. You know Arista?
I have heard of
Small
them.
developer.
I think that
They've got a great project in District 11.
yeah, I think I know about them.
They have.
I think I know it because of you.
They have this
You were there. You did a
amazing
content, and
presentation
you
suite.
said they were very, very good.
Amazing presentation suite where you go in there and you actually feel like you're in the house,
Yeah.
and it builds up that desire.
Villas in Mohammed bin Rashid City. Now I remember. They look good.
Amazing. That is where I think. Don't just go into the client and say, "What's your budget?" Oh, okay. So this is what you need.
Make them feel comfortable.
Hang on a minute.
Yeah.
You don't know what their strategy is. You don't know anything about them. Anyway, next.
On to the next one. We've got this one here, which is the last source. This is Lucky Dog.
Lucky Dog.
It's food's best friend.
Right.
And it's Thai chili pineapple hot sauce.
Okay.
So I've got a bit of here.
So I'm kind of the benchmark, isn't it? Really, because what
These are new sources.
This is new sources, exactly.
Right, so I've never tried this. I have
Yeah.
no idea what to expect, to be honest. One up.
But
That tastes great. Quite sweet. Quite sweet, that. So far,
it's pineapple.
we're doing just fine, right? We're cruising. You've obviously talked about in the past, various marketing strategies that developers use, right? 1% payment plans, etc. Are there any strategies that you see developers using today where you say that's a red flag?
Well, first of all, I talk about the 1%.
Right.
There is no such thing as a 1% payment plan. Okay. There are developers who are advertising 1% payment plans, but then when you analyze that over a 12-month period, which is a year's period, I would say you're probably going to be paying exactly the same as you would who's got an 80-20 payment plan, which is 30% in the first year, 10% the next, 15% the next, whatever it is, 2% a month.
Yeah.
It seems to be pretty much the average after you paid your 30%. So that's one thing I think it's a great marketing strategy, and it does get some people excited. And people say to me, "Oh, I want a 1% payment plan." Well, no, you don't. You don't know what that is, and this is it. What other strategies are there? I think giving away cars, is kind of a.
Bit
There used to be a
worried.
developer who gave away Lamborghinis.
I think I remember. Was it okay? Well, I'm not going to say, but
Yeah,
you can imagine who it might
them.
be.
It was them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lamborghinis. Yeah, I don't know if they ever gave away one, but they certainly marketed the fact that they.
It's like
would
that
give-
documentary where the guy said for Pepsi, and there's like it said in the advertising that he could get a chopper,
Right.
if he got enough tokens. So he
Right.
went about getting enough tokens,
Yeah.
got them, give it to them, and then they said, no, we're not going to give it to you. And he took them to court. I think, I don't know, didn't watch
When you say a
documentary.
chopper, do you mean a rally chopper?
Proper, no, like a proper helicopter.
Oh, a helicopter.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And I
Not
don't, there's a
rally chopper.
documentary on
You wouldn't know what
Netflix.
rally chopper is, would you?
I do not know what a rally chopper is. Is it a bicycle?
Yeah, it's a bicycle.
chopper bicycle,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
like
yeah,
those
yeah.
short ones.
Yeah.
I'm not,
With the big seats. You get
Yeah.
two of you on the seat. Yeah.
Right.
Monkey bus.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it.
But I mean, talking about payment plans, what percentage of your clients ask you proactively for post-handover payment plan?
A large percentage want that.
Okay.
But then when you point out, so you've got two options. You pay your 60/40 payment plan, or you pay 60% and then 40% spread over 2 years.
Right.
But the price has actually gone up by 10%. So it's costing you 10% of the price of the property to borrow 40% over 2 years. When you do the maths, you realize it's probably cheaper to put your credit card
Got it.
down and pay the interest on your credit card, or more or less.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean?
I've seen that. I
And,
mean,
and that's when you point that out to people and they say, okay, I understand. But of course, there are people who say, look, I don't want a mortgage, and that's fine. And I want a post handover. I'll get the rent to help me with the post handover. That's it. We go back to Expo. Expo had some amazing payment plans. I don't believe that their prices were it wasn't priced so that they could give a post-handover payment plan.
but they did it anyway.
They did it anyway. So I don't think there was no difference whether you took the post-handover or not. And I think that was one product which I think was well priced and gave an excellent post-handover payment plan. They're few and far between. And yes, I would be wary of a post-handover payment plan. What is the actual cost of taking that?
And I mean, I've seen recently developers giving discounts on upfront payments
Yes,
of 10%.
yes.
What do you think of?
What do you mean 10%?
So they give you a 10% discount on the total price if you pay 100% upfront, for example.
Yeah,
I mean, if you do the math on that,
yeah.
you're better off putting it in a fixed deposit and taking
Yeah.
that money,
Look,
right?
a lot of investors here are businessmen. If I gave them $1 million to play with and buy stock and sell stock, they can make a hell of a lot with 10% over 3 years on the price of that property.
Right.
Yes,
100%.
So yes. But we still have investors in this market who are attracted by those type of deals for one reason or another. Perhaps they're unsophisticated. Maybe they're being guided incorrectly. Maybe a member of their family say this is a really good deal, so they do it. We don't necessarily think about it. Do you know what I mean?
No, I do.
Like, you can have a furniture package on a one-bedroom apartment, but we're going to sell it to you for 150,000 dirhams more.
Or even 50K more.
Yeah, I can furnish it for 30.
Yeah.
No problem. It's just that I don't have to go to the shops, so I'll pay 50, etc. Do you know what I mean?
I do.
Those sort of things that, it's a bit like buying, again, going back to the car analogy, it's like buying a car with spoilers on it, etc. It's just trying
all
to
the
get
bells
the-
and whistles.
It's the bells and whistles. Yeah,
It's an upsell.
It's an upsell, exactly. So
Avoid the upsells.
yes.
Okay. So now we're heading over to something a bit spicier.
Sauce. I like the name Lottie.
Lottie. We've got
Yes.
Lottie's Traditional Barbados. I'm going to put it on this guy here. Okay, this looks a little bit more solid.
Oh yes,
Here we go.
that looks like a curry sauce, doesn't it?
It does. There's actually a curry course store somewhere else, but we got this one.
Right. Let's have a look. So don't laugh if this is really. Ooh. What are we talking about here? Do they give you a? Is there like a gauge, like an alcoholic content type thing? No. Let's see.
Okay, we're going straight into it. Okay.
They say just to add a little. Probably added a lot. No.
Just a little bit national, international hot pepper sauce will explode with flavor. That's a bit in the back of the throat, that one. Don't say anything there, please. So that's Lottie's. You've obviously now talking about British and the British coming over here now with I think it was something like 4,000 millionaires from the UK.
That's 9,000, wasn't it?
No, in total, but I think that came to Dubai. I don't know if it's 9,000. All of them came to Dubai. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, I see. Yeah, 9,000 left the
Maybe
UK.
like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
4,000
yeah,
of them
yeah,
came
yeah,
to Dubai.
yeah.
Do you see that trend continuing in 2025, 26? Or do you feel that the changes in domicile taxes and, you know, them being maybe more flexible, if you know, where do you see that going?
I think more of them. I think I'm not saying that everyone I speak to, but I'm speaking to more high net worth individuals who are looking at investing here for yield and for capital growth, but also for a home for where they're going to live. And it always surprises me when I spoke to a guy yesterday, actually, a guy called Tony, and he was telling me. I mean, he sold his company in the UK. He's obviously sitting on a lot of cash. He's doing okay.
Yeah.
His kids is just about to finish university or
Yeah.
about to go to university. And he surprised me, and he started talking about, oh, I want to invest property. Oh, by the way, I'd like to buy something to live. I say, oh, you're coming to live here? Oh, yeah, yeah, we're going to sell up here. We're going to come and move. And I'm getting that conversation. I actually said to him 3 to 5 times a week at the moment.
And is that
Mainly from
new?
the UK.
Is that like a new phenomenon?
I think, is it a new? Yes, I think it is. I think over the last 3 or 4 years, obviously since the COVID, I think everybody talks about since COVID. I think people look at Dubai is doing an incredibly good job of making it easier and easier to come and live here, to bring your money here, to invest, and and there's value here. People still seeing value, and if you can get a 6 to 8% rental yield, if not more,
Yeah.
and you're not paying any tax on that, it's a very attractive proposition for people.
100%.
So yes, and I think the way that if you talk about the UK and the way that the UK government is indicating the way they're going to go, and there's a conversation I had with Tony yesterday. He's expecting when's the next is October, isn't it? The next budget in the UK. He fully expects for taxes, income tax, to be increased. So that's his company being taxed heavily, more heavily, and then it's also his personal tax he's going to get. And it's like enough's enough. And the one thing about millionaires and high net worth individuals is that they can actually afford to move around.
Right. You have freedom.
And exactly, they have the freedom of choice.
They can buy freedom, right?
Exactly,
They can do what they want, and they can find
I think it's
individuals.
more difficult for people, the smaller guy, to want to do this because he's got kids at a free school and what's it called?
Public.
It's
No,
not called a public
it's
school.
a grammar school.
No, it's not called a grammar school.
It's
a comprehensive.
Comprehensive.
They've got kids, free
Got
education,
it.
free medical care, all those things. Transport's quite cheap, etc., relatively inexpensive, and so it's a much bigger life decision to move away from that to come and live in Dubai, because what you're paying in tax, and maybe you're not paying as much as other people in tax, you will definitely have to pay in the cost of living here.
100%.
Yeah, so
But that's coming as well. It's only a matter of time.
what tax here?
No, I don't mean that. I mean in terms of those individuals realizing that they're not actually even floating, that they're slowly sinking, and that they need to make a change, even if it's not easy.
So look, if I was a 22, 23-year-old, and I'm seeing everything on social media, and I'm watching the TV, Dubai must be.
I mean,
like
I 100% agree.
Top 3 places to move to. Yeah,
I
Must
think,
be.
I think number one. Personally, I mean, I'm biased. I literally made a video about this recently.
Really? Yeah.
That living in Australia, in the UK, in China, in Dubai, growing up here, Spain, that Dubai is number one.
And it's not just about the money; it's about what a great lifestyle. Great lifestyle. I can make money. It's lots of opportunities. There's lots of safe. It's opportunities for men and women, equal opportunities, colour, everything. It's religion, everything. You've got all that is open up to you.
Yeah.
I think that's
They've done an absolutely
very
amazing
exciting
job.
thing for people.
They've done such a fantastic job. I don't think
ages.
anywhere
Yeah.
in the world have they created an environment that is so conducive to socioeconomic, race, gender, religion so well. And the
Yes.
reason I think they've done it well is that the rules are very, very clear.
Yeah.
In the grey, that's where things start to go wrong. And it's very black and white here,
Yeah.
which
Yes.
means that people know this is my lane, stick to the lane.
Yes. Yeah.
Let's play a game. Buy, hold, and avoid.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll name 3 Dubai areas.
Yeah.
Buy, hold, avoid.
Yeah.
Business Bay, Dubai Hills, Palm Jebel Ali. Let's have a bite of this.
Where's mine? You didn't pass me mine. How? You
Oh
got
my
those?
goodness. My
How
goodness, I'm so sorry.
rude.
Fat cat Mexican.
Fat cat. Mexican style. Never been keen on Mexican food, but I think that's because I've eaten in all the wrong restaurants. Because I think there's probably some very good restaurants from Mexico.
Can't go wrong with tacos and quesadillas. So buy, hold, avoid.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've got Business Bay, Dubai Hills, Palm Jebel Ali. Buy, hold, avoid.
None of them I would avoid.
You have to choose one.
Phew, really? Okay.
Doesn't mean it's bad. It just means you put it in that category out of the 3. Doesn't mean
Okay.
it's bad.
Okay. Go.
You have to choose. Which one would you buy? Which one would you hold? Which one do you avoid?
Jebel Ali to buy.
Okay.
Hold is probably Dubai Hills.
Okay.
And avoid, just because I have to choose
Yeah.
one. It's Business Bay, but I don't really think you should.
Well, it has generated 30 billion in sales
Yeah.
this year,
Yeah.
which is the highest generator. So obviously investors think
Differently. Yeah.
it's a good choice.
Yeah.
We've got this one next.
Cheated.
See, I'm getting there eventually. Okay, we've got the first Reapers now.
Oh, these are terrible. I've had these at home.
So these are where we start getting a bit toasty.
Okay.
I've
Let's
been
do
saying
it.
that for a while, but
Oh, that's, oh shit. Dude, excuse my language. That actually looks like the colour that, that's like the devil, isn't it?
we're eating devil blood.
That's right.
Okay, bon app.
Bon appetit.
Okay.
It creeps up on you, doesn't it? It really creeps up on you. Yeah. Very good. Yes. Next. What's the question?
You got 10 million dirhams.
Yeah.
I know that you've obviously said that you don't see the Dubai market, crashing.
Yeah.
Where would you put 10 million dirhams
Oh,
today?
Emo Oasis.
Easy peasy.
Yeah.
Why?
I love the project. I like the developer. I love the plot sizes. I think the quality of the buildings are going to be amazing.
Yeah.
Basements. I think that's a great thing to have in a house. Yeah. I think Italian kitchens, lifts in all the houses, big plot sizes, great developer. I love the idea behind all the community.
Fair. Okay.
Wow.
Okay. We got this one here. Let's do one of these then. Firewater.
Why not do the next one? Yeah.
Okay.
Are you giving up?
No, I'll do this.
Come on, let's do this in series. Let's do this properly.
Okay. This one. He's struggling.
Very good. I think Steven will win. You see the sauce on the Suzy?
What?
You see the sauce on top
Yeah.
there?
Yeah.
That's that's what you win.
That last one was quite powerful. I'm still feeling it. You're suffering a bit more than me. I'm
Struggling. You're putting a bit less than me.
I
have to say something.
I don't think the quantity makes any difference.
Oh, really? You would say that? Come on now. It does. If you put twice as much.
Okay. I mean, who eats this stuff? Who does that?
My cousin Nathan.
Why?
I don't
Why
know.
would he do it?
Masochists.
But what's the reason?
I don't know.
You can't even taste the food. It's just sauce.
I really want some water now.
My
Okay,
lips. I've licked my lips now. That's dangerous.
how are you doing?
Not bad.
You've seen Dubai transform quite a lot in the last 20 years.
I have.
What's
Yeah.
your bold prediction for where the city will be in 10 years?
Gosh. Well, if everything comes to plan in the 2033 and the 2040 plan, I can see the population increasing dramatically. We have 50,000 people moved here in January, February.
Is it that much?
Yeah, apparently so. Increase. Almost 4 million we're at now. Is that sustainable? Yes. I think the country, the government are building a city for 7 to 9 million people. I see lots of great things happening. I see more consolidation, so filling in all the gaps. I think developers are finding it more and more difficult to find affordable plots of land. So I think that's going to be a struggle for a lot of people. And despite everybody saying there's going to be oversupply, I think genuinely developers are going to find it incredibly difficult to find empty plots of land on which they can make money out of building. So yes, I think that's quite interesting. So that's where I sit.
So you think the
Onwards and
land...
upwards. Look, I think the fault, and I've said this many times before, I think where people have got Dubai wrong is they have underestimated what they are capable of doing. Yeah? And you're really suffering, aren't you? Oh, don't sniff, because it's sort of like it comes down, it goes down your throat.
I'm dying.
Yeah, are you?
Look
Wow.
at me, I'm crying.
Are you going to get to the end?
Of course I will.
Yeah, good. Okay, let's do it. We're running out of time.
We've got... There are 2 decades in Dubai.
Yeah,
You've been here.
yeah.
What's your highest high?
Shake it. Sorry?
Highest high
Highest
and
high.
lowest low.
Well, I was here in 2008 when the crash happened. So that has to be the low. That's like, oh dear. And I think also what was happening in 2008 was the prices were just getting ridiculous. And we were looking at them, and I, for one, was looking at prices and thinking, I don't know if I can recommend buying that 3-bedroom townhouse in the Springs for over $1 million dirhams. Of course, now you're probably not $1 million dirhams, $1 million.
Which is where they are now.
And more, probably. So yes, I was struggling with that, and then the crash happened, and I think that was the biggest low. I think Dubai oversold itself. I don't think that the government, I'm sure they would admit even today that they didn't really see that coming and they didn't manage it. Now I think the high is that the government has done some amazing things to improve the life of everybody here, and also to manage the risks involved in terms of supply,
Yeah.
pricing, and also how we do our jobs. Yeah, much more controlled, and we're going to get more of that going, I think. Yes, I'm a bit
What
scared
up?
about this. Have you had it yet? Have you had this?
No.
Fire water.
I'm literally feeling dizzy.
Really?
Oh, I'm struggling.
I need tissues just to wet my hands. To wipe up the tears. Thank you so much. Thank you. It's funny how your nose runs when you eat hot food. Why is that?
Okay.
Have we done the last one? We haven't done this yet.
We did.
We
That
didn't
was
do
the
Ashley's
last one.
question. No, we didn't. That was the last one.
We did that one. Then we did this one.
Have we done it?
We did this one. This is the last one.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Did you shake it?
This is the last one here. We just did this one.
I'm confused.
We did Firewater. This is the last
Yes.
one. Nothing beyond.
Really?
4 million Scoville.
Did we do this one? Ashes? Ashes to ashes. I don't remember doing ashes
Dust to
ashes.
dust. My mouth is dust right now, I'll tell you that much. Go back
Okay.
in time.
I'm actually quite surprised. I'm eating wings and very hot sauce, and you're really suffering.
That's why I was worried.
Wow.
Okay, I'm going to pour this one on, and then we're going to eat this and then answer a question.
Oh my God! Look at that. No, you need to shake it more. Shake it more. See, it's got a little bit of gum to it. That's fine. Let's see. Get the gum jam. No, you still got gunge. Oh,
I
look
think
at
that's
that.
just how it's built.
Oh, look at that.
Okay.
Right, I'm going to go for gold. I'm going to have the meatiest wing and a lot of this. Okay?
Go for it, mate. I'm absolutely done.
Really? Have you tried it yet?
Yeah, I haven't tried it yet. We'll be guinea pigs together.
So what is this called?
This is Beyond Beyond Nothing.
Okay, so quite a lot. Yes.
Yes, bon appetit.
That's more than you.
Show it to the camera.
Yes, there we go.
Fine, you're not going to say that to me.
Yeah.
Sean, come on. You could do
Come on,
it.
Sean.
No, nothing.
Young
No.
man.
Yes, show
You
it to the
can,
camera.
you can do it.
Yes.
There you go.
Bon appetit.
Bon appetit. Look to question, Sean. What's the
Go back
question?
20 years.
Yeah,
You get off the plane.
yeah,
You get to meet your 22 years ago self.
yeah.
What is one piece of advice, and where would you have invested?
I would have invested in Old Town in Dubai. Old Town, the area of Old Town. I love that area. And my one piece of advice is, and I've seen this on someone else's podcast or someone else's Instagram feed just today, I think it was. Put 10% of your salary into savings. So this is not going to last forever. Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not going to last forever. I'm not going to want to work forever. 10% of your salary. Put it away in savings, and you'll be fine. I don't think
Oh, you didn't break the seal, Stephen.
that was too
You've
bad.
done bloody well. You've done bloody well. I struggled. Thank you for coming.
Is that it?
It
We're
was an
over.
absolute pleasure.
Is that the right answer? Did I give you what did I said? Yeah.
Old Town
Save money
and
buy
10%.
an Old Town. Yes.
I think even Old Town today is a great choice.
Do you? I think so too.
To renovate.
Yeah, to renovate, refurbish, and live. What a great
Those
place to
ground
live.
floor garden units.
Yeah, I agree. You can have a cat.
Oh, I'm going to elbow you. Cheers, Stephen. And
Thank you.
to a good 2025.
Thank you, Sean.